Okay, so recently my husband's brother, my brother-in-law, came to visit, and he said that he wanted to go and see some of the sites and do some of the stuff that we do here in Ocala. And then he mentioned he had heard about a sinkhole that you could go and visit. And we're like, oh yeah, Devil's Den. Okay, sure. And so we went ahead and we went for the day and went to take him to Devil's Den. What was interesting is I don't think that he realized at the time, especially when we were going to get our snorkel gear out, that it was filled with water and that it went to 50 to 90 feet deep, and that, you know, like all water in Florida, well, when Floridians find water, we swim in it. So, it was kind of interesting. So this is what is called Devil's Den. It's in Williston. It's about, 30-minute drive, depending on what side of Ocala you're on. And it's basically a karst sinkhole that opened up years and years and years ago, opened into a underground river, basically. And it's gorgeous water, of course, like all the artesian springs here in Florida, Central Florida especially. It is crystal clear. And so, yeah, you can go down in it. So what does it actually look like from underneath? Well, like this. It's a cave, basically. And you can actually see all the limestone and everything. And yes, my kids swore they heard bats. I didn't see any, but I don't know. All right, so this is us. My husband was the one taking the picture. So this is the entrance to the Devil's Den. It is a very tight fit. This is actually the expanded entrance. So this was open, I don't know, around the 90s. They opened it a little bit more so it'd be easier to get down there, but it's still single file. There is not much room. So if you're trying to get down in there and then like scuba divers are trying to get out, you kind of have to get over onto the little ledge or something, or they're going to have to wait. I don't know. But it is definitely single file. It's a no passing zone. So there is our motley crew. Everybody's coming down. So is our son and Lexi. She, of course, had to get that child is always in water. And then my brother-in-law, my husband does not do water much. He likes sitting beside it, and maybe he'll get into a swimming pool that is maybe 4 feet deep. Past that, he doesn't do water. He enjoys us going into the water and taking pictures and stuff like that, but he does not have any interest in it. He has an issue with zero buoyancy. I mean, he goes into water and sinks. So that would be problematic when you're going somewhere that is, 50 to 90 feet deep. But my brother-in-law was game. He was set to do it. So he did get in. And despite the fact that he also has an issue with buoyancy, apparently, he got into the sinkhole. So you can tell he's a little nervous. Also, the water is 72 degrees, being a spring. And so it was chilly, very chilly. So you have to put on these fins, which, again, if you're a Floridian, you probably are pretty used to wearing fins. Actually, Lexi already had fins, but for Michael, he's not used to wearing fins, so he was having a hard time getting them on. Now, again, 72 degrees. I can't do that. I cannot do what she just did. That was cold. And then this is normally where my kid tries to talk me into getting in by splashing me or threatening to pull me in. I have to go down the stairs slowly. Very, very slowly. I'm not one to just jump into cold water. I can't do it. So, but you can see how incredibly crystal clear it is. I mean, look at that. It is crystal clear. So clear. And that's pretty deep right there. That's just getting to where my head was in the water. So I'm about 5.5 feet tall. So you can kind of see all of the fish down in there and stuff. Yes, there are fish. It's a river. It's an actual river. And there is a lot of divers and stuff that go down in there while we're snorkeling up at the top. There's plenty of room for everybody. Now, we did go on a weekend, so it was busier than normal. But like if you go during the week, it's really just a few people down there. So yeah, lots of fun. It was absolutely beautiful. I would recommend getting one of these flashlights. They're underwater flashlights, so you can kind of see she had her hand. Not so much in this area. This is where the sun is shining down, But over, once you go out of that circle of sunlight, it gets very dark very fast. And I like to see what's beneath me. Not that there's anything really scary in there, but I still want to know. So yeah, you can definitely start to see in some of the areas where you're seeing that flashlight. It's not that the water is any less clear, it's just dark. I'm going away from the sun. But thankfully, this very nice person, whoever this was, decided to go swimming like right there. So she showed how incredibly deep the water is over there. So I was holding the flashlight like, here, would you like to see where you're going? But, again, this is snorkeling instead of diving. So you can only hold your breath for so long. And this is actually the stand or part of the stand where all of the people are standing, the platform. So this is probably a good 50 feet. And so basically about 5 stories. It's a very deep hole. Okay. It's a very, very deep hole. Lots of fish. Some of them are big, like probably good about the size of my leg. I mean, there are some big fish. They could not care less about any of us. They're down there living their fishy lives. Very cool. Lots of different kinds of fish too. So that was cool. So there she is. She's going down there. She's going to go and touch a fish, I guess. I don't know. That was deep. Your ears will pop if you go down that, the pressure down there. So this is my husband's pictures from up above, and he was taking pictures. That's our son over there. He actually saw him, but Lexi and I, not so much. We were over, I don't know, chasing fishes or something. So my brother-in-law actually going into the water, and I think he's around 6 feet tall. So you can definitely see it's pretty deep over there. But mostly they, chit-chatted over on the stairs. So I got to see some of the fish. And there is where my son actually decided that he wanted to wear my snorkel mask. I have a full face snorkel mask, and it has the GoPro attached to it. So I can actually swim and have fun and take video for you guys and for family and friends and stuff. But I don't have to stress on actually holding the camera while swimming around. It's just attached. So there's some fantastic pictures of me and my daughter as my son was trying to figure out how different it is wearing a full face snorkel mask. I personally love it. I absolutely love it. I don't like having the regular snorkel where the pipe thing is in your mouth and you have to kind of hold your mouth a certain way the whole time. It's fine for a few minutes, but if you're in the water for, 45 minutes to an hour like we were here, it gets uncomfortable. So I prefer the face mask. There's nothing there, and it's a lot easier for going under the water and coming back up. I don't know. It was like $20 on Amazon, I think. Very, very comfortable though. I really like it. Highly recommend. And no, I do not get a percentage of the sales. I should definitely, but it's pretty cool. So, and you can see a lot more too, because there's not, snorkel mask in your way. So very cool. All right. So yeah, this was right when we found out that Lexi dropped her flashlight, and it's still on. In fact, she had it on strobe, so you can actually see it down there strobing. It doesn't look like it's that far, but if you consider that she's 5'8" and it is way down there, I was like, well, you dropped it, so you got to go get it. And she's like, oh. Thankfully, a very, very nice diver saw it strobing down there and went and got it for her. But yeah, it took a minute to get that back up there. So, yeah, it has even a wrist strap, for crying out loud. But again, kids will be kids, and yeah. So hopefully, if you do drop your flashlights or whatever, a nice diver will come get it, because that is very far down. That is a good 3 stories down. If you were, standing in a building, that's a lot. It doesn't look like it because it's so crystal clear, but it is very deep, very, very deep. So keep that in mind. don't know if you can see that or not, but she's actually looking down into the water, and that's a diver down there. And again, crystal clear water, so you can just kind of see how deep it is. So there's actually 4 caverns, 4 different, tunnel kind of caverns that you can go in. I am definitely not adventurous enough to be a diver that goes down into caves. No, I will stick to snorkeling. And even if I did get my diver certificate, which I am considering doing, I'm still going to stick to the open area. I am not going diving in caves. But apparently, if you do get it super adventurous and you do go down in there, there is some very cool artifacts, including things from back when there were saber-toothed tigers and mastodons and stuff like that. So it is very, very cool. I've heard. I have absolutely no intention of checking it out for myself. I'm going to stick to nice, open, sunny water and leave it to the more adventurous divers. But that is something you can do there. In fact, there's a lot of cave diving that you can do in Central Florida. They have huge tunnels, miles and miles of tunnels that you can go in and go into. Again, not something I would recommend. That does kind of freak me out. Yeah, it's so crazy because it looks like it's only a few feet deep here, but when you consider the fish are way down below you and your feet are way up here and that platform has, a couple dozen people on it or whatever at any given time, it's deep. It is very deep water. So, but snorkeling, it doesn't really matter because you're only on the top anyway. You just kind of float on top. So 100 feet, 10 feet, it really, really doesn't matter. Because you just kind of, float on the top and swim around and kind of fun. Very fun, actually. But again, just for the snorkeling part. I don't know about the rest of it. We'll see. Is this not one of the most beautiful places you've ever seen? Just absolutely gorgeous. So peaceful, so serene under the water, just looking at the fish. I mean, haven't you ever wanted to go swim in the aquarium with the fish? You can do that right there. You're just in this big old fish bowl and just kind of hanging out. Okay, so that's it. That's the Devil's Den. Thanks so much for hanging out with me while I went and did this. So much fun to go there. You do have to have a reservation and you do have to wear snorkel equipment or diving equipment when you go in there. If you just have like a bathing suit on or something, that's a no-go. You can bring your own equipment. You do not have to rent their equipment, but they will insist that you have everything from fins to snorkel mask and the actual, mouthpiece as well. So for me, I had the fins and the full face snorkel mask and all of that, so didn't have to for me. But again, you do you. They just want to make sure that you have all of that stuff and you're not just going in there like it's a regular swimming hole, because it's most definitely not a regular swimming hole. It's very, very different. So if you have a chance when you are coming to Ocala, if you want to have something very unique and very fun to do for the day, and you actually enjoy swimming, also helpful, go on over to the Devil's Den. You'll have a great time. You'll have a great story. And hopefully my brother-in-law definitely now has a really cool story to tell people up in the north, and to actually also show them pictures and videos and stuff like that too. So, all right. Well, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Move with the rhythm, shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause